country lanes and coastal plains, endless views that we're passing through, making our way to a distant place, just us two, somewhere new. Watch the sky fade into the night. With you, my arms, nothing can go wrong. We'll fall asleep on a starlit beach, just us two, somewhere new.
Good morning, how you doing today? Good. I need a grommet to fit in that hole that will let a wire pass through it. You know, like a rubberized. It's a 1 inch, I believe. Oh, that's okay.
Sir, Master Visa.
Debit.
Go ahead, sir. I think it's fine.
Thank you. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing very well. Just leaving Greg Distributors here after a very, very good night's sleep. Well, the sleep was okay, but I guess what I mean by a really good night's sleep while camping, which is what I was going to say before I so rudely cut myself off, was that where I had this like weird subconscious. Yep. All right, we're doing great. Oi! Yeah, I still haven't gotten any Revita yet. Let's put that on the to-do list, please. I had a weird subconscious confidence. I felt really good when I woke up, like I didn't have to move, right? I didn't feel like I needed to rush out of where I was. Yes, there were businesses around me, and I could hear the traffic going by my head and whatnot, but compared to other places I've stayed recently, there was no drive to get the hell out of there, which is just so much nicer when you are just trying to have a little bit more of a relaxing morning, get a little bit of work done, editing in the back there, and then getting your day started and not feeling like you're trying to get away with something. It's really nice. So anyways, ripped over here to Greg Distributors first and foremost. The sun is out. It is hopefully going to warm up soon. It's very warm in here. Diesel heater still running on high. Burning things off. I don't know. But yeah, grabbed a couple grommets. So now we can blast a hole in the good ship Lucky, run a cable through it, and then we can pull that cable through the roof and not have to worry about the sharp tin of the roof cutting into our wire. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, make sure you are subscribed and you have notifications turned on so you never miss a Van Life Plus episode. that's long enough for the heater to be running on high. Pardon me, just gonna see what our diesel's at. Yeah, we could probably throw what we put in the roto packs in the last video in there today. But before that, or any sort of blowing holes in the good ship Lucky, gotta have ourselves a little bit of breakfast. Later start to the day. Oh yeah, we got leftovers for lunch. Yum, yum, yum. That is all that the van smells like right now too, is that chicken sausage pasta dish. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, like, this far after the fact, I'm not a big leftovers guy normally. And so when it comes to the leftover aroma, it's even worse. But yeah, good ship Lucky. Smelling like cheesy sausage. All right, yogurt and granola for breakfast. Then we get this started. So Lucky, brace yourself. Oh, go ahead, Penny. Yeah, we're parked in a way where you will have a very nice sunbeam while I'm doing the projects. Where you? Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, tricky. Do it. Do it. Nice. There you go. Sunbeam just for you. Yogurt done. Granola done. Spoon back into the cupboard. Right in there. Now, when it comes to making this hole in Lucky's roof, I know it's going to be in this area somewhere, and this wall paneling is basically MDF board, and if you don't know, when you start sawing into MDF board, doesn't matter the blade, you're going to make a mess. So let's clear off as much of the top of the microwave as we can, just in sort of preparation here. Move all this stuff. This guy is stuck to this, so the Apple AirPod might have to stay, so I'm not messing with the alien tape. We've got our power brick for the Starlink. You can just sort of, yeah, that works. Hang out there. Shush! Oh, shush! Oh, shush you. And then we got our faucet. Put that over there. So that's about as good as that's going to get. So I think what I'm going to do now is going to go in here. We're going to grab some excess garbage bags. And, ooh, you know what? I was just going to drape these over here, but it's still going to kind of go poof everywhere. I'm going to go see in the back if I have some painter's tape kicking around, and we'll actually just try to tape this bag to the ceiling. And then hopefully that will prevent it from getting too messy in here. The other problem with this too is it's very hard to precisely determine where I want the hole, right? So, God, I took my jacket off to eat breakfast. Has it gotten any warmer out here? Oh, a little bit. It's not terrible. I wouldn't want to be out here too long without my jacket. Grab the ladder. Close the door. Stop letting all the heat out. Thanks, Mom. We'll pop up here and see what we can see. That's good. So here is our Starlink mount, and I think ideally it would be great to have it right here. Right, you have the wire come out here, go in to the underside of the dish, and then Bob's your uncle. And I know a lot of people have been saying in the comments, well, your dish needs to be able to move around and swivel and point at satellites. I mean, yeah, I know the old versions of Starlink needed to do that. This one, you can still align it through the app by just physically moving it with your hand. But by and large, the whole purpose of this is to have it mounted up here so you can use it while you're driving. More importantly for me, so it's the F out of the tiny home, I'm not tripping over it anymore. When I find myself at places like campgrounds or any sort of remote location where I am stopped for a long period of time, it won't be hard to just remove the dish, put the other mount back on, and then reposition it as I need to. But for now, we just want to get it up here. So I'm thinking right here. And the best way to determine that is going to be to open up the driver's door. And did I bring my keys? Of course I didn't. Hello. All right. Yeah, the best way that I've found to do this is just sort of step up here, and then generally I'm just going to reach with my arm kind of over to that spot. Ish there. Yeah, it's kind of where I figured, right? Right in that area, right above the microwave. And there's no other real better way that I can think of to do this, right? So as long as I'm not hitting a stud or like a cross beam of the roof, we should be fine. And I basically labeled all of those with screws when I originally put this roof panel up way back at the beginning of my van life. So yeah, right in that area. And then just a lot of hoping and praying for the best. So unfortunately, I don't have any painter's tape. What I do have on hand is Gorilla Tape. This is not ideal. This stuff is very adhesive, very sticky. There's a chance it could rip some of the finish off of the roof. So if you're doing something like this, I would recommend painter's tape because it won't damage the fixtures or the wall paneling or anything like that. Me, I'm not that picky, and I'm not going to go out of my way to find myself some painter's tape when I already have this on hand. But if you're not picky like me, then great. Otherwise, yeah, consider using proper painter's tape. It's like that green froggy tape that you can find at Home Hardware. And Home Hardware? That's the BC side of me coming out. Oh, BC. I haven't been there in what feels like far too long. Trip coming up soon, though. Looking forward to that. So, all right, I'm not going to make this super pretty. We're just going to mask off the general area here, and hopefully this will prevent us from getting too much bloody sawdust anywhere. All right, well, here is my ceiling diaper, right? So we left a little sag in here so that when the hole saw comes through, it doesn't pierce the bag immediately, because that would totally defeat the purpose. It's not like 100% air sealed or anything. I might put one more little piece of tape here just to seal that off, but over, and maybe here too. But by and large, this is what we're looking like, right? 4 pieces of tape, just holding it on there enough to hopefully catch all of our sawdust. What do you think, Penny? What do you think of our ceiling diaper? Looking pretty good? You betcha. All right, well, let's seal that up and go outside and reduce Lucky's weight a little bit. Are you coming down? Oh my gosh, all right onto everything. Yeah, that's a better looking sunbeam, isn't it? Before that, though, this is what I was talking about. There's these screws in the ceiling here, so I know that there's a stud right there, but as we can see, this does not line up with where our bag is, so as long as we come through on the right spot, we should be fine. I feel like this is very much a fingers crossed sort of situation. All right, we got our drill with spray foam on it. What the heck? And we got our hole saw here. This is the same hole saw I believe I used to make the hole in the top of the diesel tank, so we could put that pickup line up there. Wait, can I see this? You know? Don't get too close. All right, I'll be right back. Just to be on the safe side, I went back in and moved Penny's food and water dish out of the way in case, you know, the bag unalives itself. So, this is our little entry gland that we've been talking about so frequently here. Now, my problem here is I don't want this to be so close. I think I need to move this back a bit. Maybe it needs to be here. Oh boy, is that too far back? Because the wire is going to come out and go basically back here. Should be okay. What's the worst that could happen? I'm going to get some paper towel to dry this melt off, though. Okay. Oh, I hope that's where that bag is. All right, sorry about it, Lucky. But hey, you survived every other hole thus far. All right, we've made contact. Away we go. I'm going to go check inside and see how far along we are, because I'm not coming through. What would that have been? It would have been the roof, insulation, and then there's nowhere we're through that wood yet. I'm going to check. Can you see it, Penny? Where are we? Well, I can't see it, so that means I got to peek into the bag. I mean, the good news is there's no mess in here yet, but that's probably because we're not actually through the roof. Can I see where we're coming through yet in there? No, we haven't even come through the wood panel yet. Hopefully I didn't move so far back that we're, oh man, that we're on that beam. I wouldn't put it past me. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's press on, shall we? Let me just see if I can do it like this. Oh, we're totally way over. Doing this, going from here and doing that, we are way over. Penny, we're nowhere near the bag. If you would like to hire me for my contracting services, you can do so at I'mNotGonnaDoIt.com. Oi! You having an Eat to Bite in your new location? Yes, enjoy your meal. Dirt and dust free. It's a good thing I moved it. Had we come all the way through, it would have been a mess. Oh, this is what I get for not being a professional. That's okay. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to plug that with a whole bunch of silicone. Like, again, I don't really care that much. My concern is moving this back and making another hole here. The housing is going to have to face this way then, and the wire is going to have to come out and do one of these, right? Because if it's like this, it's never going to make that bend there, I don't think. So, yeah, I think we've really screwed the pooch. I can see down into my insulation. However, I'm pretty sure that is a stud. Yeah, I can confirm that that's a stud. Look at my dumbass can see this. Look right in there. You can see there is a screw coming right up into the stud. So well done. The fun DIY. All right, well, move this back about. Sorry about it, Lucky. That's reverse. We're doing great. I'm gonna need both hands for this now. Yeah, that went all the way through way easier. I think we were actually through and through. Do I see garbage bag down there? It's smoking. Yeah. Let's go check. I wasn't planning on drilling 2 holes in Lucky today, especially not one that is completely useless. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a hole up here yet? Son of a bitch! This is like the world's shittiest game of Where's Waldo? Where's the hole? Just gotta be more aggressive. Coming right at you, Lucky. Here we go. Sure bloody feels like it. Can I see bag yet? That's something I never thought I would be saying too often. Oh, I see some new schmutz here. We must have made a hole. There it is! Great success. Let's remove this. There's our hole. Oh, that's way out here. Okay. Okay. A lot less to clean up. I like that. All right. So there's the good ship Lucky's newest hole. Oh, it actually tore. That's crazy how it tore the outside here off. But yeah, all right. Just gotta get that grommet in there now. Actually, I guess before we do that, I can actually stick the Starlink cable up through the roof. Get that up there, and we will cable management this once we are back inside. The most logical thing is to automatically feed this behind this to hold this out of the way. However, like I said earlier, when I'm out and about and I might want to move the dish around, I will want to be able to pull the cable more if I need it, right? Unwind it in here and have it go fairly easily through here, so we don't want to pin it and have that be a headache later. So yeah, we'll figure that out in a little while. I mean, it's not the worst, so. Actually, you know what? Now that I say all of that, hello? Hello? Excuse me? There we go. Bloody do it anyway. I know me, and I'll just want this better managed immediately. All right, so put those grommets up here. I got 2 of them because I've been talking about getting some patio lights for Lucky as well, and those wires will be able to fit through the same sized hole. So I think, although again, as I was talking about in a previous video, I don't think this grommet is going to allow the Ethernet plug to fit through it. Well, maybe, now that I'm seeing it. Hang on. Don't make assumptions. They make assholes out of me and you. I should be able to force that through there. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, no, we're fine. I thought I'd have to cut this grommet, and that would totally defeat the purpose of the grommet, but it would still work. Okay, now that that is through, you just have to fit the grommet here around the hole. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than I would have liked. Darn it, I knew it. I was talking, she was very helpful there. Very, very helpful, but this should have been a different size grommet. So that's okay. What we will do here is we will probably hit a little bit of silicone just in here to help seize this up on the hole and whatnot, and then it'll still allow this to happen, right? But now we're not slicing our wire. That's always a good day. Okay, I got lucky. I had a tube of quick seal waterproof silicone in the back of Lucky. It's just a little cold, so it's in front of the diesel heater vent on low right now, just warming it up. Make it a little easier to get out of the tube. So now I've got the entry gland housing apart here, and I got the little other rubber grommet thing that we put a slit in the other day. So now we're just gonna slap this on here, and now we gotta force this guy through here Hopefully he will go. Tricky part. Come here. Don't want to damage this. Come on. Forced it through. Oh, there we go. All right, we're through. So I guess it would make more sense if this was on the other side. Haha. So put this guy on there. Excellent. Bring it back into the housing. Then we got to fit this through here as well. There. Yes, yes, yes. This is not designed for this sort of cable. That is for darn sure. It's designed for solar cables that don't have Ethernet plugs on the end with rubber necks. Oh, come on. You went through yesterday, did you not? You just got to... Oh, I don't think that's going to fit through that one. What? I was speaking in that video about having to use my Dremel, and then I thought I discovered I didn't have to do that, but now that we're here, we may have to bust out the Dremel because I don't think this is going to fit through there. Yep. All right. This is going to be all sorts of DIY today. Make sure you get your silicone before it burns. Hello? Hello? How you doing in here? You getting nice and loosey-goosey? Oh yeah, you're probably good to go now. All right, you hang out here. I'll be back for you in a minute with the Dremel. First, let's get our grommet situated in there properly, and then maybe plug the F-up hole. Bane of my existence. Okay, now, in terms of plugging this hole, it would be better to just go get a grommet that doesn't have a hole in it, that like this one, that you can get grommets that are completely sealed. But what I've done is I've applied a little bit of silicone here, and now what I'm going to do is we're going to recycle something and seal it up really good, and then we will cover it up with some lap sealant a little bit later. But yeah, I just was looking around what I have. I had an empty bottle of Windex, so we're just going to cut out a little square from this plastic container and attach it to that silicone. I don't know. Sometimes this is the fun part, just figuring shit out as you go. Don't cut your digits, and if you do, make sure you keep the band-aids easily accessible. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And these, and this Simon's glass cleaning bottle will now be permanently part of the good ship Lucky. After all, when your ship springs a leak, whatever you gotta do to plug the hole, right? So, there we go. That's perfect, right? And some lap sealant over that bad boy. No muss, no fuss. Thank you very much. And you can see over here on this one, I started applying some of the silicone around that guy, so once it cures up, that'll be nice and rock solid as well. Is it pretty? Nope, but it will be covered by the housing, so we don't care. I mean, that's not pretty either, so we really don't care. All right, we've got our Dremel here all tangled up amongst itself. Get it plugged into the back of the EcoFlow down here. Hello, hello. Wrong way. Bloody hell. There we go. Power to the EcoFlow, which gives us power to the Dremel. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you betcha. Now, let's modify this guy just a little bit. Glasses on. Bring it outside. Hope for the best. I feel like I should probably have I want a pair of gloves too. Where are my gloves? I think they're in Grace. Yes, they are. Much better. Just in case this gets away on me and we nick a digit. That's never any fun. Where's the Leatherman at? Hello? Leatherman? There you are. Reason 2,943 to have a Leatherman. Pick out your Dremeled entry gland cap. How specific. And there we go. Simple modification. Now the wire is through, the cap is on, and hopefully it will still screw down onto this bad boy. Transition glasses are great, but not when you are working facing the bloody sun, who parked here, and working with black objects. My goodness. All right, so you still thread on here, you little bastard? You sure do. All right, cool. So we'll tighten that guy down afterwards, and we'll probably repair that. Well, we'll see what it looks like actually when it gets, let's just tighten it down now and see what happens. That's pretty good. And it'll be underneath the Starlink dish as well, so, oh yeah. No, we're not gonna have to prepare that at all. Cool, little modification. Oh, we're pulling up our grommet, don't do that. Now, we gotta get this guy attached to the roof, and he came with his own set of 3M adhesive tape here, so we can apply this to the base I don't know, hopefully you can see this. I don't know. The base of the entry gland here, and it'll stick to the roof. But again, before I do that, I want to make sure that the roof is nice and dry. And I actually think I'm going to get my heat gun. We're going to heat up the metal a bit and the adhesive, just because it's still winter, it's chilly out here, and blah, blah, blah. Heat gun ho. All right. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Good Lord. Quality content. Quality content. Also, maybe wait if you're going to use the heat gun to heat the metal up until you get that off, because now the roof is probably nice and cool again. You can probably completely skip this step as well. I'm probably just being paranoid, but it is what it is. All right, let's get this bad boy. A little bit more silicone in here, just so that thing seals up nice, even though it's going to be underneath this housing. There we go. And the epic tale of the entry gland, from losing it to Amazon order to here, is complete. Right, there it is. What the hell is this? Adhesive from my fingers or some nonsense? But yeah, and it's on there really nice and rock solid. Out of, again, sheer paranoia, I'm going to put a little bit of lap sealant around the edge of this guy. Getting it in front here is going to be a little bit trickier. That's pretty close, but you probably don't have to. Maybe I'll leave it for a while. Well, I still want to get it on here though. So I'm getting the lap sealant out either way. Plus those could probably stand to be lap sealed. But now that that is in there, all that is left to do is get the dish up here. But I guess I should lap sealant that first. Oh, my brain is going faster than anything else. Oh, look. Bird shit. All right, stuff is great. We've got our Windex bottle lap sealed. We got around our entry gland lap sealed. And now we're just gonna hit these bolts on both sides with what's left in here. That's about to drip. Get it on there. Yeesh.
The afterglow of a daily war. I need so much more than just holy water. The wind is roaring my heavy song. It's been way too long since I almost caught her. Baby, let me lay here a while until the day moves over.
go, she's on. And I guess all that's left now is reason 88 to have a Leatherman. Fasten your Starlink dish to your tiny home on wheels. And there we go. Everything is installed now. The dish is on. The cable is in the housing and connected to the dish. I guess we should just test it now, but I'm sure it'll work just fine. It's very satisfying to finally, sorry Lucky, have that project done. I've been meaning to get to it for a while. And yeah, now we won't be tripping over that Starlink dish inside anymore. We got Pac-Man pulling double duty right now. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense. He's just pulling duty. And I got the Starlink plugged in. It was so nice not to have to fuss around with the dish and running the Ethernet cable out the window. I'm happy as a pig in shit right now. But let's see what it looks like. It usually takes a couple minutes for this thing to get going here. Let us see. We got to connect to the right Wi-Fi point. Hello, hello. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh. Yeah, you definitely got to wait for a minute here. It says we're online. Oh yeah, yep, there you go. Speed test is running. We got 25 millisecond latency, about 118 megabits per second down. I don't know what's the up going to be. Ooh, look at that. Around 20. Maybe 15. There you go. It's working. And then again, if you go into the alignment here on the app, you'll see that it is giving me some error message. Oh, the Starlink tilt is incorrect. Oh, it's not facing the right way. Blah, blah, blah. But those speeds that I just got are more than serviceable for sure. And if it becomes a huge issue, like if the dish here in this diagram is spun the other way when I pull into a campground, well, then that would be a great time to undo it, release the tension on the entry gland, and unspool the Ethernet, and then pull it out and get it set up either on the roof still, or maybe it even needs to run out onto the ground. Who bloody knows? I'm not a scientist, and it don't matter right now, because we got the internet, it's on the roof, and it's coming from outer space. Hey! Well, Pac-Man just ran out of gas, so that's okay. We're about to get going here soon and move locations here. Got to drop Grace and move Brooklyn's car seat into Lucky. We're going to take the good ship Lucky over to Lindsay and Sadie's tonight for dinner. But this is an interesting thing too, and this will be fun when I'm driving around and if I need the Starlink, because usually I power my Starlink with the EcoFlow, right? But when I'm driving, Lucky will be charging the house batteries, so we'll be able to take the Starlink plug, come over here, plug it in right up here, flip on our inverter, boop, and have Lucky power to Starlink. There's the little white dot. And it draws between 50 and 60 watts, which is a lot, because I know you can get 12 volt converters, or 12 volt routers, I should say, that work with the satellite dish, and that'll be a lot lower of a power draw. But in this case, that is nothing. So yeah, it's taking 50 to 60 watts right now, but once we start driving, Lucky starts charging those house batteries around 500 watts. So that's pretty cool. All right, I guess it's time to GTFO and see how it works when we're in motion.
I've been thinking lately about some things that you said to me late last night. But you know how it go when you living on the hope of your past life. I feel I can't take it no more. No, I can't keep up. It's just never enough. Life just keeps on giving me detours. It never lets up. Always switching it up. These days, life's been a freeway. Time just keeps flying and I can't keep up. And they say I need to face things. I say I'm trying, but it's not enough. Life's been a freeway. Time just keeps flying and I can't keep up.
All right, well, Starlink works real good on the roof, all powered up by the good ship Lucky. It is all wrapped up and put away now. We don't need it currently. What we do need is gas for Lucky. She's getting a little thirsty. I gotta stop at the UPS store, pick up a package or two, and then I'm going to get the Pirate Princess. Sorry, there's something else on my mind that I wanted to say, but I can't. I don't know. Because what happens after 40. Who am I kidding? This was happening at 30. Anyway, fill up the good ship Lucky, and then on with my evening. We will catch up when I'm hunkering down. Yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. I turned the diesel heater off. So it's going to be a crapshoot tonight to see if it starts up or if I get that whole bunch of white smoke in the Air 10. I haven't turned it off since the last time I mentioned it, but like you saw, we ran it on high this morning for a good, I don't know, half an hour, and then I ran it on high again for a solid 10 minutes before I powered it down. It's so nice out today that there's no point in having it on if I don't need to, especially when I'm driving Lucky around this much. She gets warm just from the, you know, so we have that to look forward to. It's always fun. Take a really crappy game of Russian roulette. Not that an actual game of Russian roulette is cool. Sometimes you just say shit. Yeah. I hear ya. You looking for this? You betcha. All right, back in a good ship Lucky. We got Grace reattached to her rear end, and we'll see what happens with the heater. It is definitely cooling off, so it will be nice to have the heater tonight. Hopefully she behaves. There you go, Penny. Let's get rid of this. Just gotta wait for the fuel pump to start ticking, and then we'll see if she blows white smoke, or if she continues to keep her poop in a group. Obviously, I am hoping for the latter. She's ticking yet? Oh, she is. Let's go take a peek. Ah! All right, great success. Ooh, you stink, but that's normal for startup, I guess. No white smoke. That is a huge plus. So once she kicks up, we can knock her down because we sure as heck don't need her at 35 degrees. We are good. All systems are go. She is ticking up rather quickly. Before we take off to find a place to park for tonight, I did get a couple packages in my UPS mailbox, so I figure we'll open them up now and see what we got. That's not as easy open of a tab as I thought it would be. Ah. Apparently I didn't eat enough dinner. I was gonna say breakfast. Oh, Brooklyn's calling. Where's my phone? There it is. Hello. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. You getting ready for bed?
Can we say the poem?
Oh, I think that could be arranged. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam McGee. If our eyes we'd close and the lashes froze, till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, in my heart how I cursed that load. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice she was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Closer and closer. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Inside here, from Miss Christina. Thank you very much, my dear. She did tell me that this was on its way. She's keeping me in meat. Comes in handy as always. One of my favorite places to pick up some food. And actually, Lindsay and I were just talking tonight. Usually I do tacos when I go over there, and it's my turn to cook. This week we're gonna try those chicken fajitas, the ones that Amber and I made out in Banff. So hopefully the girls like them. I know the adults will, because we're adults, which is not something I say lightly regarding me and food. And in the other envelope, we've got, maybe this tab will be a little bit easier for me to open. Shocking. And this bad boy, holy, what? Ooh, these come from Tina as well. These, ooh, very cool. She says, this patch reminds me of you and your attention to details. I hope it makes it to Lucky's ceiling. If not, you can totally pass it forward, from Tina Featherston. But then there's another note. I saw this patch and it reminded me of your philosophy and view of life, which are probably the same thing. I hope it makes it to Lucky's ceiling. If not, you can totally pass it forward. And is that, hang on. So let's see if I can decipher them. I mean, it's all just going to be very sweet stuff, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. All right, first patch, its own little self-sealed envelope. Hi, yeah, my penny. You want to see? I'm curious. What's this? What's this? Hey, what's this? Yeah. Can you see what it says? Here, look. You grab it. Oh no, it fell down. It is what it is. You're not wrong, Tina. Okay, hang on. There's two more. Let's see. There's a round one here. Obviously, these will go on the ceiling. Hello. Squirrel Patrol. That's cool. I like that one. And where did the other one go? Last but not least. Let's see what we got here. What we see depends mainly on what we look for. That's great. I like that saying. These will. You know what's funny about these black and white ones? They really remind me of the parental advisory stamps that used to go on CDs when we were growing up. But either way, those are pretty cool. Let's get these up there right now. There, beside Tweety, we got It Is What It Is, Penny. This guy, will this one fit right in there? Perfect spot. Heck yeah. And then Squirrel Patrol. I'm assuming this is for like when I get off track. Is that what this is for? Squirrel Patrol. This one we'll put a little bit closer to Brooklyn's seat so she can see it. I'm sure she will appreciate the drawing of the squirrel as well. Nice. There we go. We got It Is What It Is. What we see depends mainly on what we look for. And Squirrel Patrol added to Lucky's ceiling. This is actually a really good one. It's actually pretty topical for me right now too. What we see depends mainly on what we look for. It's so true as well. I've seen a lot of comments lately between YouTube and Patreon and Facebook and Instagram, and people just getting so distracted with everything that's going on in the world. I am very happy to say that I have very little knowledge of what's going on in the world, because quite frankly, it's always something. There is always something going on that people think it's worth getting worked up about. And, you know, they just start worrying and worrying. And I look at people that do that, and they do this like doom scrolling on social media, and they think that the information that they're getting is always just spot on, 100% accurate, no matter what. And it's just, I don't know, it's not a way for me to live, and that is just how I choose not to live my life that way. My life is my own. I go about my day. I don't need a whole bunch of nonsense coming from a bunch of other people that is really just down and negative and filled with fear and sadness. And I feel like that kind of applies to a lot of people that I see that say they get caught up in that sort of thing, right? And if you're looking for negative crap, you're probably going to find it. I choose to look for a lot more positivity. And since I've been doing that ever since the beginning of my van life, man, my life's just been so much better. Anyway, time to go find a place to hunker down, and it is severance night. And Severance Night is simply not complete without some buffalo chicken dip. That was just the first round, though. We got to get this cheese all off the corners. Mix it up a little bit. Clearly my favorite thing from M&M Meats. Hands down. Hey, Penny. Yeah. Getting it ready. 2 more minutes on the clock, please. You need a treat too? I'm about to have a treat. Yeah, you could probably use a treat. Let's get you some. Here we go. Keep it nice and simple tonight. Oh, you so excited? You smell him? Can you smell him? Good girl. There you go. Nope. You dropped that one. Come here. Come here. There you go. Yeah, now you got it. One more. Good girl. Don't you look in the jar. I have one right here for you. What the? Oh, you bit that one in half. Here, finish that one up. And one last one for you. Good kitty. All right. Enough of that. Where is the remote? Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Apple TV. Yes, please. Get this over here. Excellent. Got our chips as well as backup chips if we need. There we go. I'll boot it up. Oh yeah, I gotta check out this Dope Thief too. Anybody been watching this yet? Ain't any good? I don't know. Drinks. Oh, get it off the VanLife Plus toque. There we go. And romantic setting. Boom. Perfect. Come here, you. Ooh. He's hot. He's hot. He's hot. He's hot. He's hot. Whoa. He's sizzling. Yeah. There we go. One more stir. And we are good to go. So good! Okay, hey, it's right there. That's where we're going. Excellent. Season 2, Episode 7. And we are off. I'm going to move this whole kit and caboodle to the back, on the bed, and make myself nice and comfortable. Maybe I'll move it to the swivel seat. Decisions must be made. Pause, but I'm going to keep that to myself. I'm going to leave this one here, you guys, and I'm going to say thank you so very much for watching. As always, until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish go with the flow. Get it in you.